The role of White House press secretary has always been one of public trust, a bridge between power and the people. Today, that bridge looks a bit more like a stage. Standing on it is Karoline Leavitt, 27 years old, former Trump campaign spokesperson, and now the youngest press secretary in American history. Her briefings are a study in confidence and misinformation. She's been fact-checked live on air, mocked for photoshopping her husband, and called a stone-cold liar by the House Minority Leader.
And then you got Karoline Leavitt, and I'm not sure whether she's just demented, ignorant, stone-cold liar, or all of the above.
But behind the headlines and the cross necklace lies a bigger question. How does someone with virtually no background in journalism or governance end up as the nation's chief communicator? This is the story of how inexperience, ambition, and blind loyalty turned one young press secretary into the perfect mouthpiece for a post-truth presidency. Do you guys like my fit? It's my Karoline Leavitt look. The rise of Karoline. Karoline Claire Leavitt was born in 1997 in Atkinson, New Hampshire. Her parents ran a small ice cream stand and her dad sold used trucks, which, it actually sounds quite folksy until you remember she now works for a billionaire. She graduated from St. Anselm College in 2019 with a degree in politics and communications. She then joined the Trump White House mailroom answering constituent letters. Within just a year, she was promoted to assistant press secretary. For some context, previous press secretaries had actual experience. Jen spent decades in public communications, Kayleigh McKinney graduated from Harvard Law, Sarah Huckabee Sanders ran national campaign comms, Leavitt had a college degree, a ring light, and a dream.
Where's Karoline? Where's my superstar?
Trump liked that. She was young, telegenic, and utterly loyal. MAGA Barbie with a binder.
Should Karoline be replaced?
Huh? That's up to you, sir.
It'll never happen.
By 2024, she was national spokesperson for his campaign, and by 27, White House press secretary. Every other administration picked journalists. Trump picked hype girl for fascism, her old-ass husband. Karoline met Nicholas Riccio at a New Hampshire political event back in 2022. He is a real estate developer and landlord 3 decades older than her. 32 years older, just to be exact. They got engaged Christmas of 2023, had a baby in 2024, and married at Wentworth by the Sea Country Club in January of 2025. Her husband runs Riccio Enterprises LLC, owning short-term rental properties around Hampton Beach. Locals call them landlord Airbnbs. I call it, landlord scum maybe. She calls him her rock, which is fitting because he's old and expensive. Then came the Halloween photo incident. Karoline posted a family picture outside the White House. Her baby Nico, her old-ass husband. But the internet noticed that his face looked unusually smooth, and commenters wrote things like this. Old man hands blow your cover up, Karoline. Your husband's face does not match his hands. Yes, the White House press secretary literally photoshopped her husband to look younger. Sorry. The optics were awful. But honestly, it's pretty on brand for a woman whose entire job is airbrushing reality. But if you didn't want people to know you're dating an old-ass man, don't date an old-ass man. I don't know what to say. Confidence without competence. Karoline's press briefings are not about clarity at all. They are all about confidence. Confidence is key, baby. She has no background in reporting or policy, so her answers sound like press releases read at gunpoint.
And those lips, they move like a machine gun, right?
Let's review some of the most unhinged moments, just so on my face. Coming in at number 1, the "your mom" text. When a HuffPost reporter asked why the White House was hosting talks in Budapest, she texted back, "Your mom did." Then she screenshotted it and posted it publicly, calling him a left-wing hack. That's not giving press secretary, that's giving like a teenager? Girl, it's not even a good roast. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I wouldn't be proud of that. Say something funnier. It's not even good. Coming in at number 2, the Judge Boasberg fail. He's a Democrat activist appointed by Barack Obama, she said about Judge James Boasberg. Fact check, he was actually appointed by George W. Bush of 9/11 fame. She was corrected live on NBC, and it was literally so awkward that you could hear the room cringe. I could feel their faces moving.
Right where I wanted to go about the idea that these people are all foreign terrorists, but Judge Boasberg was originally appointed by George W. Bush and then elevated by Barack Obama.
Number 3, the Carla Hayden book lie. Quote, she allowed inappropriate books for children at the Library of Congress. The reality check here is that the Library of Congress doesn't lend books to children. It's not even that kind of library. You would think someone who worked at the government would know. But hey, this is Karoline Leavitt we're talking about. And number 4, the cross necklace moment. Karoline is rarely seen without her little silver cross, a symbol of faith and MAGA-approved virtue. But during a briefing about the Epstein files, of course, she suddenly wasn't wearing it. Newsweek reported it and sparked speculation that she had taken off her cross to lie. A week later, she put it back on, right after South Park mocked her for performative Christianity. You could even say her accessories believe in separation of church and lies. Honestly though, like, she lies with the cross on all the time. Doesn't really matter. But these moments show a pattern. When faced with a question she can't answer, she doesn't freeze. She just improvises. Maybe not out of pure evil, but out of inexperience and brutish confidence. She's so used to spinning that truth feels optional. Like, I don't know that she knows that lying is supposed to feel bad. 326,000 reasons to distrust her. Her 2022 House campaign still owes $326,370 in unpaid debts, mostly refunds for donations over the legal limit. Ethics experts told NHPR, under FEC rules, she's the only individual that can pay this $325,000 debt directly. And the bigger question is how she's going to pay it back. Hey, maybe her husband can gentrify a few more neighborhoods and have local families move out, I don't know. So while she preaches fiscal discipline from her little podium, she literally owes money to her own donors. Lucky for her though, her husband owns half of New Hampshire's Airbnbs. Karoline's got an attitude though, she's a girl with tude. She stormed out of briefings, called PBS and NPR not honest news organizations. She's hosted influencer-only briefings that excluded Reuters and AP. This is what happens when you put someone who grew up on content strategy in charge of information strategy. She doesn't hate the press because she's malicious. She hates it because she's literally never had to respect it. CBS News reported that Karoline had been granted a Secret Service detail, by the way, a perk usually reserved for cabinet members or VPs. Are they protecting her from other old men who think that they might have a chance? When the bridge between power and people starts to burn. So the press secretary is supposed to be the bridge between power and the public, but Karoline kind of turned it into a stage. Her lack of journalistic background isn't a footnote, it's kind of the entire plot. She doesn't know how to fact check because she's literally never had to. She doesn't see the press as a public service, she sees it as a content pipeline or an enemy to her great leader. And that's how someone becomes comfortable with lying. Not because they're a villain necessarily, but because they don't even realize it's supposed to feel wrong. So maybe Karoline Leavitt isn't even good at lying. She's just comfy with it. If you like stories that cut through the spin and make sense of the madness, subscribe today. We dig through the gaslight so you don't have to, and honestly, let's get together and try figure out what the heck is going on in the world. Check out my little deep dive into Erica Kirk, another blonde with ambition. I will say though, Karoline should ask Erica where she got her hair done because, I don't know, her extensions are nicer. Bye!